Good morning, Trinity Baptist Church. I'd like to go today to Psalm 19. I think that maybe I've gone to Psalm 19 before in one of these daily videos back in the early stages when we were first in Psalms in between, I think, Mark and Philippians. It's a passage I love, but it's one I would like to go back to today as we spend this week thinking about how can we each be worshiping each day? How can we all spend time in worship every day? Psalm 19 is one I think of because it points us to, some would say, the two great books of God's revelation, creation and the Bible, both of which tell us about God, though Scripture tells us more specifically about things we couldn't know simply by looking at the world. For example, the whole story of Jesus and redemption. But today, I actually especially want to look at the first half of Psalm 19. Psalm 19, verses 1 through 6 say this: "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the sky above proclaims his handiwork. Day to day pours out speech, and night to night reveals knowledge. There is no speech, nor are there words whose voice is not heard. Their voice goes out through all the earth, and their words to the ends of the world. In them he has set a tent for the sun, which comes out like a bridegroom leaving his chamber, and like a strong man runs its course with joy. Its rising is from the end of the heavens, and its circuit to the end of them, and there is nothing hidden from its heat." You know, if we want to spend time in worship every day, it's worth thinking about where we do that. And for me personally, getting outside is so helpful. I've been so grateful to be here in the house by the church because it was a little bit trickier to get outside when we were living in a little apartment. And yet, in both places, I have found that rhythms of getting outside have been really important to settling into a time of gratitude and worship. Even when we were in New Jersey, Oliver and I, when Jack was still finishing his bath and getting ready for bed, Oliver and I would truck him out in his high chair and set him on the back porch, and I would sit in one of the other chairs, and we would just listen to the birds and take it in, and for a moment at the end of the day, be grateful for the day that was, whether it was successful or not. And here I have found a really important rhythm for me has been actually before the time when I go and read the Bible in the morning, to take a little bit of time to putz around the garden, take out the compost to the compost pile, water all the plants. And again, listen to the birds. Notice the clouds in the sky and how huge the world God made is, and how much, actually, in God's creation is still going quite well, despite the fact that human life is thrown off by this virus. In any case, as part of spending time in worship every day, I would encourage you to really think about where you do that, and specifically to consider, is there a way that I might get outside regularly as a reminder to myself to worship God, to go out and stand under the heavens that declare his glory, the sky above that proclaims his handiwork, because of course what we want is to look out at the world with open eyes, to see the things that stir our hearts to worship God, because that is exactly what we have been made to do, and what we are going to do.